Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 71 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we make a bunch of progress. Like, we knock out all the way to our Impure Purple Chalk Tier 3 altar. We got a nice Iron Golem here protecting our base. He is an Apotheosis boss, so I gotta be careful not to punch him, because he will probably yeet me into the end. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. Welcome back, my friends. Another wonderful, though rainy day here in the world of TheAndrata. But you know what? It's daytime, at least. We got that going for us. Hey, look, we have Amosa the Glorious sitting here with 216 health. I kind of want to hit this dude and see what happens, but I have a feeling if I hit this dude, I'm going to get yeeted into the end. And yeah, I'm just going to get destroyed. So, Amosa, you can chill around. Thank you for protecting my base. I'll let you live. I have Geb's Uber Might here, but still, it still makes me nervous. So, not going to deal with that because my armor, though good, isn't the greatest. We're sitting at, real quick, 41 habaneros. Once we get to the 60 habaneros, that's probably when I'll start working towards getting the engineer school project going, because it's going to be our bottleneck anyway. And sure, I could bone meal it, but, you know, we're working on other things while that just does its thing. I just sit around AFK and let it happen. So, yeah, anyway, today we're going to work on continuing where we left off last episode, which is getting our mana rune and our Ingot of the Skies, so that way we can, or well, really, our mana rune is the goal here, so that we can get our mana tablet, so we can get our magician blood orb. So that's where we're at. Also need to work on getting our mana pool, but that one is fairly easy to do. I'm not mana pool, mana pearl. So in between episodes, I went ahead and got us all of the things that we need to do our crafting for all of this. Everything was fairly simple. I do want to point out, last episode, I was getting the coral stone and it had converted over, and then I broke it with my pickaxe. Don't do that. Don't do that. You need Silk Touch. It requires Silk Touch to get the coral stone back as not dead coral stone. If we go ahead and take a look in here, you're going to see I have dead coral stone because it is just like regular coral. You need to do the thing. So I went back after I realized that I came all the way home, went and dropped it off, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck? Had to come all the way back over here to get it, but we got it. We're good to go. Real quick, I do want to check and see if we can't get an open crate. What's the cost of an open crate? Standard. That's pretty good. Open crate is great for helping out with automation of Botania, and is living wood planks, which is going to be 4. So we can do 2 of these. Bam, there's living wood planks. Now we can get an open crate. And we can get a barrel or something, just something to put our items into. Right? A barrel will work. It'll pull. Will the open crate pull from a barrel? Actually, I can't remember that now. Let's test this real quick. So we're going to put an open crate in a barrel. If I put this in here, no, it needs a hopper or something to pipe it into. Yeah, okay. So we can put the barrel away, and we'll grab a hopper. Speaking of hopper, depending on what time of year when you're watching this, I'm excited for Stranger Things 2. That's got a hopper in it, you know? Hopper, as in a hop, as in the main character, you know? Well, not the main character, but a main character. But anyway, all you got to do is place your open crate over top of your runic altar. That may be a little too close. I don't know. Actually, I've never tested it with it being that close before. It's literally right above. But doing this, you can have it drop the items onto the runic altar and kind of sort of make it a little easier for yourself. So what we can do is go ahead and grab out our first set of items. So we'll do the, what is this? This is going to be the Rune of Air. So we'll take all of these out, and our living rock is going to be dropped last. So we need to make sure we put that in there last. But if we go ahead and Cloud in a Bottle, Guster Eye, Mana Steel, Mana Powder, Blitz Powder, Silk Fiber, you're going to hear it. It kicked off, and you can see here in the UI that it's doing the thing. So it's charging up with mana now, and it's not the fastest thing in the world because this is just a regular basic mana spreader. It's not anything too crazy, so it's going to take a minute for it to transfer all the mana over. And these actually cost quite a bit of mana. Oh no, I lied. Never mind. These don't cost a lot of mana. The rune of mana costs a lot of mana. We're going to have to make sure we refill our mana pool when it comes time for the rune of mana. But we got mana for a while. I may just go into the Undergarden and get a ton of this stuff, and maybe we just never need mana again. And we're going to have to deal with mana generation at some point. That's not going to be anything we can skip. But yeah. And if we just drop a living rock on there, and give it a smack with our Wand of the Forest, if I can remember where I put it. There we go. Bam. There we go. And we should have, hello? There we go. There they are. 2 runes of air. Nice. And we only need one of them, so we're going to set the other one aside. And then we just need to do the same process with all of these other items. So we can go ahead and drop all of this stuff in. If I could remember what it was. Okay, there we go. And that's going to get us our Rune of Fire. So I'm going to go ahead and let this craft happen. And we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go, I'll do the other one too. That way they're all done, so then we can move on with our lives. Okay, and with this, bam, we're going to have our Runes of Water. And we now have one of each of the basic runes, which allows us to do our thing that we need to do. So let's go ahead and throw the other ones back in the system, so that way we have our spares in there. Knock these off of the list, which will now allow us to get our Spirit of Calling, which, as you can see in my backpack, I have the stuff that we're going to need for that. Remember, we have Bottled Sunlight and Bottled Ghost. This is just using a bottle and cork, is what it's called. In the overworld, this is using one in the nether. Infused Sunmetal is just Sunmetal Brick, which is the Sunmetal Blend. Or we can eventually get infused honeycombs. I should look into what this bee is going to cost and how to get this. But I believe that, yeah, that requires the Altar of Birthing, which is, as far as I understand, kind of difficult to get to. So not right now. We're not working on that now. And then this is just Arcane Gold Ingot inside of a Crimson Altar. So this is an items channeling lightning recipe. So we're going to go ahead and throw all this stuff out here. And we're going to be very careful, as always, when we do this, because we tend to shoot more than one arrow. And I would be very upset to lose all my stuff. Just making sure I have everything. But Rune of Water, Fire, Air, Earth, Tainted, Infused, Sunlight, Ghosts. And then I just have my lightning arrow. I'm just going to shoot 1. Got it. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and put the fire out. And that gets us our Spirits of Calling. We're making progress. We're doing good. We're making progress. I was thinking of putting down my... Yeah, we should be able to. I have the other 2 mana pools here. And one of them is going to require Sunstone. One of them is going to require Moonstone. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these down now. And we can feed them Blacker Lotuses. And we can actually see how many Blacker Lotuses it takes to get to a full mana pool, actually. Now, do these get the little... No. Normally, like if you get the or if you get the catalyst inside here, you get a little UI kind of thing inside of here to let you know which one is which, or to let you know that that's your mana pool with the special item. And we don't have that, so I'm actually just going to grab an extra Moonstone and a Sunstone. I'm going to put them behind there. That way I know which one's which. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep breaking the grass to figure out, oh, was this my Moonstone? Was this my Sunstone? And that's kind of sort of annoying to do. So I'm going to have to do it once to see, okay, yeah, that's the Moonstone. So this is Moonstone, this is Sunstone, this is Dirt. We can go ahead and do this, and there we go. And if I take one of these bands of mana, we can just drop it in there quick and pick it back up. Give me it. There we go. Minimal amount of mana in these. There's not going to be terribly too much inside of these pools, right? So if we were to throw in our Blacker Lotus, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it looks like about 5 for a half a mana pool, so it's 10 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So about 10 total Blacker Lotus to get yourself a full mana pool. That is actually, it's pretty darn good. I'm just going to throw that out there. To get mana, it takes forever to generate. If you're using Endoflame and stuff, I mean, depending on what you use. I've only ever used Endoflames because I'm okay with Endoflame spam. Setting up a coal farm or charcoal or something and then dropping it on there and just spamming Endoflames. It works great. But maybe in this pack or this series, we'll look at other ways of generating mana. We'll see. We'll see where we end up and if it's going to end up being required. Let's go ahead and put these back in here. You still have mana in you. So that gets us our Spirit of Calling, which now means that we're going to be able to do our ritual to get the Ingot of the Skies, which is going to require a Tainted Gold Ingot. I do have one Tainted Gold Ingot. And before I do this, though, I do want to check out the book and see if there's anything special about it. So, Calling? Offering to the gods. Infused iron is good and well enough, yada, yada, yada. Offering to the gods is required. To construct a way, simply place down an offering table with some flowers around it as depicted on the next page. See? Okay, so we do need a bunch of flowers. That's probably like 30 flowers, it seemed. And I don't have a ton of flowers. Let me out. Let me out. I'm going to have to go out here. All my flowers, because all my flowers ended up in there. I'm going to have to come out here and get ourselves a bunch of flowers. I need to get flowers automated. Really what I need, I'm going to add this to my to-do list before I forget. I need to get a sylph going, but a sylph requires Benevolent Goddess Charms, so Rune of Water and Rune of Spring. This is probably the most complicated part of this. And then 2 more Ancient Saplings, so I'm going to have to get more Ancient Saplings in order to do that, but that's okay, because then the sylph can farm Ancient Saplings for us. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some flowers. I don't know how many we need. I probably could count, but I'll just get as much as I can, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're back home, and we can go ahead and do this offering to the gods. Now, I know, I built my awesome wizard tower up here, and I should be putting all this stuff up there, but man, this requires grass. I got to plant these poppies and everything, and so I don't have I don't have grass set up. I have stone, and we're just putting it out here, okay? All right, get off my case, okay? And I'm probably just going to put it over here because I know I have a decent sized blank space over here. And I don't feel like doing any terraforming right now because we're trying to get this done so we can get things done, right? Right. Okay. So that is our design. And so then I just got to take my poppies and plant all my flowers. I need to check and see in the configs for this or in the MODPACK folder and check what kind of building gadgets there are out there, because this would have been kind of nice to have a building gadget for. I don't know. The Enigmatica team is very gracious in providing building gadget templates. Do not tell me I'm going to be short. Providing building gadget templates for most things that require you to build anything large. So definitely check out the configs, because we're going to be using those building gadget templates when we get to some of the things that require it. Like, for example, this Wicked Altar controller, there's a building gadget config. There's also a schematic cannon config too. And I'm actually kind of looking to try the schematic cannon. I want to see what it's like. Anyway, so we have our altar and preparing the offering. Any type of flower can be used. Do we need to do anything special? Token of Joy gets you stronger versions. So then to start an offering, place any amount of items you want to offer into the bowl on the table and then throw down the item that will call the gods themselves, in most cases, the Spirit of Calling. So we just need to take our Tainted Gold. And we could probably do more than one of these. Yeah, it looks like we can put quite a few in there. I did not know that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the one and get the one, but we'll deal with it later. Then we throw this down near it. Lightning gets summoned. We get particles and angry gods. Oh, there we go. They literally threw them from the sky. That was actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie about that. Amosa the Glorious he's gloriously standing on our table, by the way. He's just doing what he does, you know, being glorious. So now, with the Ingot of the Skies done, we can go ahead and throw that away. We can put this poppy away. Spirits of Calling can go away. This rotten flesh I picked up can go away. What's next? Well, I think it's time for us to both get our Mana Pearl and our Rune of Mana. So the Mana Pearl is going to be our Infused Ender Pearl inside of the Moonstone tablet, or, well, Mana Pool, which is this guy here. So if I take my Infuse, which I believe I still have on me. Yeah, there we go. So if I take this guy and I throw him in there, bam, we got a mana pearl. And look, we didn't use very much mana at all. So mana pearl got fairly easy. Not going to complain about that. I said fairly easy. It was not easy at all. But getting the mana pearl portion, this part was easy to do. So we got that going. Now we just need our rune of mana, which I have everything needed to be able to craft this. Now this does say it requires like almost a full mana pool, and we are sitting at, actually it looks like we're pretty much perfect. Once we kick this off and it starts draining this pool, I'm gonna go ahead and set up a I'll add another Blacker Lotus to this just to make sure that we're good to go. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be pretty decent. So in order to make this, we need 4 Mana Steel, our Ingot of the Skies, our Mana Pearl, and our Isis God Shard, all of which I have ready for us. And then I need 1 Living Rock. And I realize I'm going to need another Living Rock for our Mana Tablet itself once we get to that point. But that's okay. So we can do this, this, and this. And then that should... Oh, I was like, there was a little UI glitch. Just a little delay. I was like, the mana, they didn't use the Ingot of the Skies? But okay, so now this is going to be draining and it's going to be pretty slow. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, it's fairly slow to do, so we're going to just move on because it's got a lot of work to do. And we'll see what other things we can work on while that is doing its thing. So we have our Magician's Blood Orb. That's what we're working towards by getting our Mana Tablet. And then we need to go ahead and set up our Tier 3 altar, which I have all the runes for. Speaking of, well, not altar, but I'm going to go ahead and throw our Lethal Blood Seeking. Did that just go back into my backpack? Where did that go? Wait, where's Gibbs Might? Oh, there's Gibbs Might. Sorry, Gibbs Ubermight. I'm just trying to clean up my backpacks here a little bit because, like, I kind of got a lot going on that I'm currently working with, and I'm not going to use those. We're going to put that away. Yeah. Are we doing okay? Looks like we're doing pretty decent in here. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's see how this is doing. I imagine this is going to be like a forever long craft. It's actually not terrible. It's going fairly decent. We're about a quarter of the way done. Once we get this going, we can then get ourselves our Tier 3 altar, which I do have everything that we need for. Now, looking at this is Runes of Sacrifice, which isn't going to help me much right now because there are 2 different runes. Rune of Sacrifice. There's also the Rune of Self-Sacrifice, which is the one that I would want because I'm stabberating myself. The Rune of Sacrifice is used if you were to do the ritual or where you sacrifice mobs like we were doing prior to this, or if you set up the ritual for... let's see. It's not even listed in there, but if we look in here, there's the ritual. Oh, what is it called? There's a ritual that it's a mob farm where you can put mobs and kill them. I don't know the name of it though. Serenade of the Nether? No. It's in here somewhere. Well of Suffering, that's it. So this is the Well of Suffering ritual, and what it does is it'll attack mobs within its zone and puts LP into a nearby blood altar. And the recommended way to do this is to capture witches, name tag them, put them into a cage so that they can't escape and everything. And the witches generally will heal faster than the mob thing will kill them, so you can have basically infinite LP with just a few witches hanging around. So we'll come back when this is done. All right, so our Rune of Mana is pretty much cooked up, and that did not use as much mana as it says it did. Like, that used hardly any mana overall, to be honest with you. Because if we look at the, I actually got rid of it because I already started crafting it, but like if we look at this, no, not Rune of Spring, Rune of Mana, look at that. It shows a full or half a mana pool and then almost a full mana pool to craft this, but yeah, it used hardly any mana. And it's not like I have sparks to pull from these 2 mana pools. It literally was just this. So something's funky there with that, but whatever. I'm not going to complain about it because it was much easier for me. And I could craft more if I so desired. But there we go. Quest completed, elemental runes. We got our Rune of Mana, which means we can now, if I grab one more living rock, I'm going to have to work on getting some more living wood here soon. We can go ahead and get ourselves a Mana Tablet. The Mana Tablet is made in our enchanting apparatus. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, folks. And if I grab all of my living rock out of here, Yes, I know I missed this one. And then my Rune of Mana, and we put that in there. That's going to take 6,000 source, but look at this. We're good to go with source. And it's going to immediately refill. Look at this. I love this setup now. The volcanic accumulator is definitely the way to go. 100%. Look at that. It's just automatically filling up, recharging. And if we needed to, we could turn our farm back on and we'd be golden. Okay, so now with our mana tablet acquired, we can pop on over here, get ourselves set up with tier 3, which was all of these guys. So if I just vein mine this, I was a little nervous. I didn't want it to break any more than that. So if I go like, you know, oh, I don't know. It's kind of uneven. So if we do 1, 2, pipe, get out of the way. Oh, now the pipe can't exist. That's okay. It can exist here if we need to. 3, 4. But honestly, we're just going to be using self-sacrifice and just stabberating as much as we can. 4. And bam, we should now be a tier 3 altar. If I grab my divination sigil and we take a peek at our altar, it should be tier 3. You going to catch up? What are we missing? What are your capstones supposed to be? I thought it was glowstone. Blood magic. Mark 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be glowstone and then blink runes. What's your problem? Why are you still only showing me tier 2? Or did I flub this up? Are those runes supposed to be here? Wait. Yeah, wait, I did flub it up. I did just mess that up. This is supposed to be my runes. I forgot. Don't be a derp like TheAndrata. Place your runes correctly. I should have known that too. Magnet, please pick all this stuff up. Okay, and now I gotta fix everything. I made a mess, okay? Nope. I just need to be able to walk. It's supposed to be the polished blackstone is supposed to be the runes, not this stuff. There. Now I can do this properly. Wow, this stuff breaks super easy. I mean, granted, we do have like efficiency tier 6. Luckily, this stuff takes an extra second, the deep slate tiles, because I am just blowing through. Okay, so you, no, you. And now we'll be tier 3. Excuse me? Excuse me. I had enough. Where's the rest of my runes at? Tell me I didn't have enough. What is going on? I swear I had this set up correctly. Do I need to make myself more runes? I'm going to be very upset. Altar. Let's go. Tier 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I needed 20. I only had 16. Son of a gun. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Luckily, I had 8 more in my system total. Because remember, we had gotten the sacrifice one, so I had put those extra ones back. Turns out they weren't extra, though. Okay, bam, 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 bam. Now my divination sigil should be telling me I'm a tier 3. Yes, we are tier 3. We are golden. We are good to go. Let's get rid of this. Might as well. And then you are set to auto output, but I don't think you'll work. You have to have a pipe to be able to input into this. So what I'll do is break that. We're going to place the fluid cell here. We're going to reconfigure everything. Top can be the output. Mechanical pipe it. And we're just going to let you drain back into this, okay? Just go back to where you belong. There. fill it back up because you're just super slow anyway. And look at that. It's only going super slow, like 20 millibuckets per tick. Okay, so then we need to go ahead and get our mana tablet crafted up. Now, this is going to require 50,000 LP. As you can see in here, we can only hold 10,000 LP. So I'm going to be sitting here stabbing myself for a while. I'm going to go ahead and do this. That way you guys can see us get to the Magician's Blood Orb. And then we'll come back and see where we end up with, well, everything. Maybe we'll get to the Impure Purple Chalk. We'll see. We'll see where we end up. All right, be right back. Okay, Blood Orb got. Man, it is a good thing that I did not tick accelerate this because it drained extremely quickly into this Blood Orb. And I'm not gonna lie, it was quick. Usually it's very slow, but not today. Not today, Captain. So let's go ahead and bring this over here. We should be able to then grab all of the stuff for our chalk. Oh, we're getting there. Okay, so you, and you requires the tier 3, and there we go. Look at that. We're getting our chalk. Okay, we got that. We got that. And then the usage of this is 25,000 LP to get ourselves our next tier of chalk. I'm so pumped. We're getting there. We are getting everything taken care of. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing going, and we're going to stabberate ourselves. Look at that. Like it's actually draining very quickly into this thing, which is usually not the case. And that's because we have the runes of speed here. So I completely forgot that those were there. I'm not going to complain. It makes it faster. It does mean that I have to stabberate myself much quicker, though, in order to get this done. I also need to eat. Eat. Don't let it stop. Oh, goodness gracious. That was close. Okay, there we go. And we have our purple chalk. Yes, it's been a 10-episode adventure to get ourselves our purple chalk, but we finally have it. I am excited for that. I'm going to go ahead and throw our Magician's Blood Orb here because it's going to drain everything into here, and then this thing's going to keep filling it up slowly, you know, but we'll end up with 34 buckets of stuff in there, so yeah. That is our purple chalk. I'm definitely going to put Unbreaking 5 on this as well, just as we have on all of our other stuff, and probably Mending too, because this was a pain to make. But now we can go ahead and continue progressing in occultism. So we got this, which means we now have unlocked Strigor's Higher Binding, which was a bottleneck for a lot of occultism's rituals, specifically the Dimensional Crystal Matrix, but it's also where we can get like the Minor Foliate. If we wanted to get the Minor Foliate Ginny, we can get this going. It does require Easnium, so maybe not a good idea. Well, not that it's not a good idea, but we're not 100% there yet. But anyway, other stuff, like Strigor's Higher Binding. Can I... No. Okay, well, whatever. Loser. Don't talk to me. Anyway, it unlocks other things from occultism, okay? That's basically where we're at. So next episode, we're going to come back. We're going to be able to get our Dimensional Crystal Matrix, which will allow us to get our Dimensional Storage Actuator and finally begin setting up occultism's storage. Now, we do need stabilizers. Tier 1 dimensional stabilizers, but that's not terribly too difficult. This requires any sort of rune, any sort of bronze, some more of that crystal glass, and then access Ender Inventory, which is an Ender chest, which is this. So I'll craft this stuff in between episodes, apparently more other stone pedestals too. But I believe we're going to need at least 4 of these things. Maybe we could even go to tier 2. Other than the Ender Slime Crystal, which is actually just blasted. Maybe we'll go to tier 2. The higher tiers is more storage that you can have. Yeah, we don't have this set up. Okay, so yeah, I'll get all the stuff to craft up to tier 2. Dimensional shards we have. This is just silver. We have plenty of god shards, and it can use any god shard. The Ender Slime Crystal is the only thing we haven't ever done, but as you can see, it's just a blast furnace of Ender Slime, so that's going to be super easy. So yeah, anyway, that is the end of today's episode. I'm pumped. We finally made some progress. Visible progress, I guess you could say. We've been finally knocked a bunch of stuff off of our to-do list, at least. So anyway, if you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.